So I think it's nice sometimes to be able to go and spend time in the natural environment of where our fish that we all keep come from. Mostly the people that watch this video, your fish will come from lakes and ponds like this. And it's great for me just to sit here and chill and enjoy the environment around me. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. You're watching Big Fish Lad, and today you can see I'm outside. So this is a bit of a quickly put together video. I'm just out on a walk, doing a walk that my physio set me, so it's quite tough. I'm a couple of miles, about a mile in, so I've decided to take a rest, but I've decided to take a rest on my local pond, and it got me thinking. Yeah guys, it got me thinking. So this is my local pond. Now I have lived in this area for since I was born, and I'm 46 now, so as you can imagine I've grown up round here, and obviously been into fish. I was a fisherman as well, so I've fished this pond so many times. I'm actually stood where the peg that I used to love fishing from. It's quite crazy really, because there's loads of growth there. This was always cut out as a really nice peg. This was my favourite peg, and there's some nice fish in here. Big carp, tench, crucian carp, tons and tons of perch, but it was just great for me. It was about a 5-minute walk from my house. But back to the video, what this got me thinking about was tank sizes. You know, the old tank size debate as such. You know, your fish police on the tank size and stuff like that. I mean, if I'm honest with you, it's not really a debate I get into. I don't have an issue with tank sizes, and I suppose when you look at something like this, is any tank big enough? Is any tank big enough, guys? I mean, this is not even a big pond from some of the ponds that I've seen and fished, but it's still big enough. And when you think this is their natural environment, I mean, especially a lot of the fish I keep, so a lot of your Central American cichlids, you know, Lake Nicaragua and Lake Managua, they're tons bigger than this pond. So I suppose it's the big debate, and I just wanted to sort of like share what my feelings were on it. So yeah, like I said, I don't really have a feeling on it. I mean, I have a feeling on taking care of fish. Of course I do. You've got to look after the fish the best you can, and you know, I wouldn't want to see an arapaima in a 4-foot tank. It just wouldn't be right, would it? Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't jump on that person for having that arapaima in that tank, but I would try and advise, probably take them aside on Messenger or something like that and try and advise, because they clearly don't know that that's not right, and you know, it's the way you help people. But I think, you know, tank size, is any tank big enough? So for instance, the Doveye cichlid, I've got a Doveye cichlid. What is the right size tank for a Doveye? In my opinion, I probably, when mine gets bigger, will have maybe a 7-foot long, 3 foot wide, 3 foot high, or maybe 30 inches high, or I might even go 8 foot. You know, I think that's probably the minimum for a Doveye, but that's my opinion. You know, I know people who keep fully grown Doveys in smaller tanks, and it looks great, and they look at the, again, I go back to the thing, they're well looked after. So that's the main thing, isn't it, that they're well looked after. Also, you know, it doesn't always work with just big fish. You know, you've got smaller fish that will grow to a certain size. You know, you've got some Central Americans that will only grow to about 6 to 8 inches. And what's the right size tank for them? I mean, I don't have the answer. The answer's not going to come from me, because it's opinion, and it's one of the biggest opinions in the hobby. It's what causes the biggest arguments, the biggest debates, that kind of thing. But I don't think there's anybody's right, because actually they should be in this. They should be in this environment, guys. They should be in ponds, and we put them in glass boxes. We do that. So every fish keeper puts a fish in a glass box. Your big cats get put in indoor ponds, still not big enough. So in theory, we're all doing the same thing with our fish. So we all have some accountability on putting fish in tanks that are not the right size. So I don't think it's a debate that should be had. My opinion is, as long as the fish is looked after, the fish is healthy, That's all that matters, and it can swim and it can turn around. It's got to be able to turn around, I think. I've seen some fish in big tanks that can't turn around. So you might have a tank that's full of length and it hasn't got the width. It's not good enough because the fish is going to struggle and stress that it can't turn around. So as long as the fish can swim and it can turn around, and it's, honestly guys, I'm not saying put a dovite, a full-grown dovite in a 5-foot tank. I wouldn't do that. But I would probably put a full-grown jaguar cichlid in a 5-foot tank, 5x2 maybe, because they can only get to about 16 inches in captivity. So you've got to, it's all about what size the fish gets to, but as long as the fish are healthy. That's my opinion anyway, guys. So it doesn't probably stand for anything, but you can only do what you can do, but keep the fish healthy. That's my opinion. But how beautiful is this lake? How lucky was I? Let's have a proper little look at it before we go. It's actually great. Sorry, there's a plane going over, which is typical. It's right on the flight, so it's actually great to see fishermen still fishing on this lake, because it's just reminiscent for me, this. And it's great to see the pond is still in good nick. It is owned by, I live in Stockport, which is in Manchester in the UK, and it's owned by Stockport Federation, so it's one of the least looked after federation waters. Well, it used to be anyway. And there's some beautiful big golden half in here. There used to be 2 golden half, and it could have changed since I last fished it, because it's been a fair few years since I fished this lake. But yeah, absolute memories. I mean, what a setting. Check the setting out. But yeah, anyway guys, that is fish tank sizes. What's your opinion? Let me know what you think. And I'm going to leave it there, guys. We won't do a normal wrap up, but I will see you on the next video. See you later.